3 warriors from completely different eras had been brought together on the Predator's planet. Our opponent was none other than the king himself, but before we could challenge him, we had to fight each other first. Only the strongest would earn the right to face the king. And if anyone tried to resist, the collar around their neck would blow their head clean off. The Predators had thoughtfully provided each of us with weapons from our own time periods. I was the only one who got screwed over. The flintlock pistol they gave me was 2 centuries older than anything I'd ever used. Before I could even get ready, the Valkyrie was already charging at me with her battle axe.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Don't make me... No!
Genji put away his katana. He didn't want to see humans killing each other. Meanwhile, I'd already figured out a way to escape, climb to higher ground and hijack that ship. Maybe then we'd all have a shot at getting out of here alive. The problem was, none of us spoke the same language. A Viking-era Valkyrie had never seen a spaceship in her life. I tried to pull them apart, but with my build, I was no match for her. I hurried off to reload my pistol. The king seemed unimpressed with our little duel. He pressed a button on his arm, and the arena gates swung open. A terrifying beast came charging straight at us. On the other side, the Valkyrie still wouldn't let up, and Genji was losing ground fast. At the last second, I fired a shot and knocked the axe right out of her hands. I knew damn well that even if only one of us survived, we'd still be no match for the king.
I have a plan to get us out of here!
The Valkyrie rushed forward and buried her axe deep into the beast's leg, but the damage was barely a scratch. Meanwhile, I got stuck in the creature's throat. That's when I spotted an arm right in front of me. It belonged to a predator who'd just been swallowed. The device on his arm wasn't just a bomb, it could also extend into a blade. With my attack from the inside, the beast writhed in agony. Genji and the Valkyrie seized the moment to strike. Then a predator drove up in a cleanup vehicle and pushed the beast's carcass with me still inside out of the arena. The Valkyrie knew she was gonna die. She wanted to die by Genji's hand so she could enter Valhalla and reunite with her family. But Genji couldn't bring himself to do it. He was willing to give her the chance to live instead. This infuriated the king.
Hey guys!
I used a controller to unlock everyone's collars, then jumped on an anti-gravity bike and took the other 2 straight toward the king. The Valkyrie charged in first, but a mere mortal was no match for a predator. In just one move, she was swatted aside like nothing. Then Genji shot her a look, and she understood immediately. Meanwhile, I slipped into the ship. I was a pilot by trade, so I figured out the controls pretty quickly. On the battlefield, Genji and the Valkyrie seemed to be pushing the king back, but none of their attacks were doing real damage. They only made him angrier. He launched a brutal charge that sent both of them crashing to the ground. Then he grabbed their heads in his hands and slowly drove his dagger toward Genji. Just as the king was savoring the moment, the 2 of them steadied themselves and staggered toward the ship, leaning on each other for support. But just then, a spear came flying in. Genji couldn't dodge in time. It sliced off his arm, but there was no time to worry about that now. They stumbled into the cabin. I didn't waste a second and pushed the engines to full power. But just then, a grappling line shot out and locked the ship in place. The Valkyrie swung her shield with everything she had, trying to cut through it, but it was no use. If we didn't make a decision now, all 3 of us were gonna die here. So she jumped off the ship without hesitation and cut the line herself. As we flew away, the king's face showed no trace of anger. The stronger the prey, the more excited he became. A moment later, countless ships rose into the sky. A new hunt was about to begin.